Hello and welcome to the Nova Moon channel. My name is Ali and welcome to this very special 11/11 portal reading. For those of you who don't know the significance of the number 11, 11 in numerology is a master number. So it signifies higher realms, spiritual awakening. It also represents coming into alignment with your higher self, and it's a teacher number. And so 11/11 is a significant portal for manifestation. But what makes today more special is that in fact it's a triple 11. So we have the 11 of the day, we have the 11 of the month, and then the date itself, 11/11/2023. When you add up all the numbers in numerology, there's a number 11 again. So we have triple 11 energy today, which is fantastic. And so what I wanted to do was to focus on something, on manifesting something that would bring help and support, not just to me, but to others as well. And I chose the decks for today's reading with that purpose in mind. Both of them are by Tony Carmine Salerno. We have the Gaia deck and we have the Peace deck. I also chose some crystals which may seem perhaps not what you would have expected with this reading. We have the Angelite here. There we go. There's the camera. Angelite. I love Angelite. And that seemed very prescient given that we are talking about peace and we're talking about Gaia. And then I chose, probably very randomly, can you see all the colours? There we go. This is my... There we are, can you see? This is my red Que Sera spider. And I use this with my, in my work, with Arachne. And then finally, and you would think, goodness, isn't this a Samhain crystal, a Halloween crystal? You would be correct, but there's a reason I want to use this. This is my spiderweb jasper coffin. Why did I use this? Why am I using this in today's reading? Well, I see this coffin shape and the coffin energy as really useful when we are manifesting, because we can, when we're manifesting things, obviously we're bringing in what we want to be able to work with. But I do think that when we set that intention to work with something new, we should probably make way for it by releasing things we don't want to work with, by releasing things which perhaps are negative or have been negative or have negative connotations, perhaps even negative attachments. And what better symbol of letting stuff go, of the end of things, than a coffin? And so spiderweb jasper as well is very good for protection. And on that basis, we can release everything that we want to release into the coffin, and that will then protect us from the energy, and if necessary, protect the energy from us. So there's the setup for today's reading. A perhaps not so interesting piece of information, but I feel is very relevant to where we're at. This is attempt number 36, can you believe, of trying to record this video today. As you can imagine, I have spent a large part of my day trying to do it. And what have I been confronted with? Goodness me, tech issues, my camera just stopping working. I use my phone just randomly turning itself off, not recording everything as I would have hoped for, deck issues, light issues. I mean, the light is still not great, as you can tell, but it's better than it was. But oh my goodness, if it wasn't one thing, it was another. And even though I like to think I'm relatively patient, I was getting a tad frustrated, I must be honest. So I decided that I would pull some cards from the Earth and Bone Oracle, which I'm going to be sharing with you over the next few weeks. And it was really interesting the cards that came up, the question I asked was, why? What is there such a problem with this reading for? And the first card that came up was this one, which is, just making sure you can see, there we go, crossed. Number 13, crossed, choices, searching for purpose and daydreaming. And then the Sage card. Sage, of course, being about goodness me, my brain has gone. Being about intelligence, sorry. For some reason, what I kept hearing in my head was wealth. That may be interesting to keep in mind. So the Sage card, so it's about intelligence and harmony, acceptance and patience. Interestingly, that's card number 2, and 13 minus 2, oh goodness, we get another number 11. I took that to mean a message here for all of us, I think, not just for me. At this time when we're looking to manifest using the 1111 portal, we are making some choices around what we want to manifest and perhaps what we want to let go and put into our coffin. We may well be searching for purpose, and that could have been something that we've been daydreaming about. You know, sometimes when we set ourselves up for big changes, we daydream about them. Oh, wouldn't it be great if? Won't it be wonderful when? And I think that the card was reminding us that it's great to daydream and it's great to search, but it's important, those two swords through the middle, it's important to be clear now, to know what it is that we want to move forwards from, what has been crossed in our lives, what do we want to release and let go. And then the Sage card talking about harmony, acceptance and patience. Patience for sure, tick, hand up for that one. Do need to be a little bit more patient, but perhaps the choices that we make need to be ones that are harmonious to our lives and where we're at right now and where we wish to move to. So practicing an idea of acceptance and being patient with this next period of time, because for all of us it is proving to be a really difficult time. Life isn't easy. There are things happening that I think for a lot of us do not make us happy, and so this is a good opportunity to start putting wrongs right, whatever and wherever they may be. And so that's what came through when I asked what were the challenges with this reading. And then I asked for a card before I started the reading proper, to give me an indication of the reading itself. So I asked, tell me about the reading itself for the 1111 portal, and blow me down, goodness me. What card came out? Number 39, portal. How funny is that? Originality, idealism and progression. And so I really felt that, yes, okay, it's a nod to the fact that this is a portal and it's a portal reading, but actually I wanted to see that more as a magical gateway through to where we want to be. And I felt it was validation of this reading, of those of us who are present at this time and will be present in the future listening to this reading, in that we can manifest what it is we're looking for, whether it's for us, for our families, our friends, our local communities, or the collective as a whole. And so know that that's a nod from the universe to say, sure, you can progress through, and it doesn't matter how idealistic your manifestations may seem to you, or how original, as in, goodness, this is unusual, this is innovative, go for it. Manifest, take this incredibly opportune moment of a triple 11 and manifest, manifest, manifest. Okay, so the last time that I did try to record this video, I got a little bit of the way through before everything went pear-shaped and decided not to work anymore. So I'm going to actually use those cards that I drew, and then I'm going to pull from there. So I had started with the Gaia deck, and these were the cards that came up. Okay, so we have, hopefully they're straight-ish, difficult to tell. We have card 17, the card of achievement, and we had card 25, the card of liberation. And I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted by the end of the camera, that I felt this was a nod from the universe to say that we had come to a point where we had been achieving things for most of us. And perhaps this step into this next set of intentional manifestations, this next stage of our lives for some of us, was going to be possible. But we had to keep focused on our dream. And it's interesting that, of course, in the card from the Earth and Bone Oracle, mentioned also about daydreaming. So release the propensity perhaps for daydreaming. We all do it. And really now dig deep and look for what moves you forwards, what guides you on, what motivates you, so that you can take that big step from daydreaming to actually purposely fulfilling the ambitions that you may have. So that was very positive. That was about taking where we've come from, being able to move forwards purposefully. And then this card of liberation I felt was really interesting, particularly in light of the fact that I had been talking about, and have this time of course as well, about the coffin and letting go of energies, attachments, ideas, belief systems, even paths perhaps that do not serve us anymore. And the card says breaking free from a negative attachment. But I also see here we have a dove, which is peacefully. So that's not about getting angry, about being vindictive or bitter, about any negative emotions around that negative attachment. It's about peacefully letting it go. It's about, and again, the Sage card talked about harmony, didn't it? It is very much about saying, okay, I come to this 1111 portal. I may or may not have achieved. We're not all the same. But I certainly can let go of something that hasn't been serving me. And it's going to leave me feeling liberated. It's going to leave me feeling as though I've shrugged off a heavy cloak that has perhaps been hampering me for some time. And certainly what's coming up in readings at the moment for clients is that a lot of people are feeling terribly weighed down by one or more things that they desperately want to let go but are finding difficult. And so if you can intentionally step forward, even if you can make that step physically, perhaps through a doorway at home, perhaps a step in nature, and say, I'm moving from this step. Can you put something on the floor to signify where you're moving from and where you're moving into? I'm stepping from this old place into this new place. I feel that that would be a really very positive move forwards as we go into and through the door of this 1111 portal. Okay, so shall we see if there's perhaps another card that wants to join us on the Gaia deck before we move on? Oh, there we are. Didn't even need to ask. There it was. Card number 3. Ah, well, that's lovely. Now that's very interesting. I'm going to move the crystals out of the way. They're still here, but I'm going to just move them there so that we can see all 3 cards. There we go. Okay. Card number 3, evolution, earth changes, climate change, transformation. Now that's really interesting because when I finished working with this deck, the first time of trying to record this, well, actually many more than the first time, let's say the last time of trying to record this video, that was the card that was sitting on the top, and it really caught my eye. And I thought, well, that's quite an interesting card. And it did leave me thinking about the message as I went about some things I had to do before I came back to the reading. So evolution. this is almost like a process, isn't it? If you look at the titles of these 3 cards, we have achievement, then we have liberation, and then we have evolution. And I don't know about you, but I do feel that when we let things go, it does help us to evolve into the next stage. And so I feel even more strongly than I did before that this 1111 portal really is going to be a portal of change. You know, we can accept that it's a portal of manifestation, of abundance. That's fantastic. But I'm saying to you, I feel that the key word for this portal, is evolution. And that can be anything. Yes, it could be changes in the Earth system. And we are getting, aren't we, so many solar flares at the moment. Things are definitely changing. Vibrations are definitely rising. It could be climate change. Things are changing in terms of the way the world is. But it could be transformation for you. And it could be transformation for your community, whether that's your family community or the community in which you live, or perhaps a community in which you operate socially or for work. And it could be a transformation for the collective. And I, as I'm sure so many of you are, am really keeping my thoughts and my focus on transformation for the collective. We are going through difficult times. We are moving as a group from this low density vibration of fear and anger and worry, of being pitted against each other. And one by one, whether it's individually or as groups, people are starting to question and to reevaluate themselves, to not listen to what they're told by mainstream media or the radio stations, by politicians. They are questioning more. And when questioning happens, when critical thinking happens, we transform our lives because we do make decisions for ourselves. And so I feel that this is a really exciting portal. Please make the most that you can of these energies right now. Okay, so that's the Gaia deck. Beautiful. Before we move on to the Peace deck, I want to pick out the affirmation for the evolution card, if I may. This, I do like Tony Carmine Salerno's decks because he does have these beautiful affirmations at the end of each of his cards. And so where are we? Oh, okay, so I should have realized this, shouldn't I? Card 45, that's actually the last card in the deck. Evolution, kind of obvious really, I suppose. You know, we've evolved through the deck, haven't we, or with the deck to evolution. So the last card of the deck and the affirmation. You may wish to listen to this with your eyes closed just for a second. It's utterly beautiful. Okay, we have the affirmation then for the evolution card. All lovingly unfolds through time and space. Life constantly transforms, but in essence, nothing changes. There's nothing to fear. There is only love. I'm one with the universe and stars. Love is my guiding force. And that's beautiful. Moving forward through this really important portal with love as your guiding force, being unafraid, being happy to accept what's coming your way, knowing that the universe has your back. The universe is cradling you. It may not feel like it. My goodness, do we all feel concerned about things at times? Of course we do. You know, we're all human. But if you can let go of that fear, that worry, that anxiety, and trust that the step you're going to make through this portal is the right step and will lead to what you are hoping to manifest. It will happen for you however it's supposed to and when it's supposed to. Then you will be able to liberate yourself and evolve into this next stage. Okay, so that's a really beautiful message. I'm going to move these cards and put them up there. Okay, let's look at the peace deck. Looking for peace, of course, in this sadly, apparently not terribly peaceful world. Although I will say that I've been traveling. As those of you who watch my channel regularly will know that I'm a nomadic reader. And I travelled through 9 countries actually through September into this month, the last couple of months, and everywhere I've gone it's been nothing but beautiful people, kindness, friendliness. It's been lovely. So don't always believe that the world is scary, because it's genuinely not. Okay, I felt that card. So we've got 1, 2, let's go with a third. That one's hopping up at me. Interesting. Okay. We have in the peace deck. Okay, these are quite similar, aren't they? These first two. There we go. Can you see them all? Right. We have the card of truth, we have the card of realization, and we have the card of patience. I know that other mediums, other people in the spiritual community, truth tellers, whatever they may call themselves, are saying that we are heading into a time where more truths are going to be unraveled, are going to be presented to us, where things that we may have assumed to have been the case will be shown to be otherwise. And that will, of course, bring with it a certain realization. I'm going to say that I take on board that, and I think it's probably correct. But this reading is for those of you who are listening, whether it's today, the 11th of the 11th, 23, or whether it's tomorrow or sometime into the future. And so what I want to say is that for you as an individual, I think this portal is going to enable you to see truths yourself, whether they are related to society, the world as it stands, or related to you on a personal level. I do think that there are going to be many layers stripped away as we head through this portal and begin to manifest what it is we're hoping to achieve. I don't know that there are many people out there right now who are going to be manifesting purely and simply for themselves. Of course, I understand that times are tough and it is important to make sure that we keep the wolf from the door for all of our families. But I feel that there is such a push towards manifesting for the collective as a whole. And so the peace deck is saying to us, the truth is there. Look for the truth within yourself. What do you really want? Genuinely, what do you really want? Beyond the fripperies of life, what do you genuinely want? And that, asking that question will lead to a realization. And this realization, can you see, if I bring this up a bit closer to the camera, can you see we have what appears to be rain? I don't think it's water. I feel it's light. It looks almost crystalline to me. I don't know about you, but I feel it's energy raining down into nature, raining down upon us. And I feel that it's so heavily connected to the truth card. They could be twins, frankly. I feel that once this truth has occurred to you, once you know what the truth is of the question that you are asking yourself, of the manifestation that you are looking for yourself, for your family, for your community, whatever it may be, the realization will bring with it such abundance, such light and energy. I feel it's almost an upgrade, if I'm being very honest with you. I feel it will help you to see challenges and worries using a helicopter view. Do you know what I mean by a helicopter view? Rather than being stuck in amongst the trees. What's the phrase? You can't see the wood for the trees. We all know what that's like when you're, stuck in something you're worried about, or you can't move forwards through something. It's difficult because you can't see a way out. I feel that being able to be truthful with yourself through this portal time will enable you to then have this helicopter view, and it will help you to solve problems, challenges, and achieve the manifestation you're looking for so much easier because you can see the big picture view. And through all that, we're being asked to be patient, to not expect everything to come at once, to know that we are going through a process. It's a process that has to happen. Of course, we may wish to be able to circumvent that. How many of us would much rather get things done faster and not have to wait? Again, I have to put my hand up to that. Not known necessarily for my patience. But we are being asked to be patient with ourselves and with others, I'm hearing is the key. And you remember I said earlier in the reading, I heard the word wealth. I genuinely believe that this portal will be bringing wealth to many of us. And when I say wealth, I don't necessarily mean financial wealth. I mean wealth in terms of good health, in terms of peace, in terms of stability, security, peace of mind. I know it sounds fanciful, doesn't it? Here she is, that crazy woman, she's doing a reading and she's saying, well, if I ask myself questions about what I want to manifest through this really exciting portal, very pivotal portal, that I'm going to feel an upgrade in terms of my life and how I see things, and that's going to bring great wealth to me. The woman sounds crazy. I'm sure that there are people out there listening to this who would believe that. And my friends, you are more than welcome, of course, to believe what you believe. But I am telling you, that's what I'm feeling, that there is going to be great spiritual wealth coming through this portal. The card on the top, I've just looked across, of the peace deck is this card, Illumination. It's going to be an illuminating time. Can you see? We have fire, we have wind. I think the elements are going to be in full play. Well, we're seeing that, aren't we? We're seeing all kinds of weather things happening. It is an illuminating time. It is an unsettling time. It is a time of chaos, I would say, no less. But it's illuminating. And I feel that if we are able to reframe some of these things, it makes it easier for us to be able to move forwards and through. And I'm going to end this reading by picking the affirmation I feel for the realization card. So let me just pop that one there. Realization. Okay, realization, there it is. So if you wish to, just close your eyes and I'll read you the affirmation for the realization card. My greatest dreams have already been realized. My deepest desires have been with me all along. I work on myself, my greatest masterpiece, to bring the miracle within to realization. I find freedom in forgiveness, liberation in compassion, and peace in love. And that's really interesting, isn't it? Because we had the liberation card, do you remember? So it is about liberating ourselves from things that don't work for us, evolving into this next stage of who we are. Remember to use the coffin analogy to put the energies that don't serve and suit you anymore into as you move through this portal. To ask yourself questions or around what it is you want to manifest. And with truthful answers will come a realization, which will bring much abundance, much spiritual awakening. Again, very relevant to the 1111 portal. It will require patience, but it will be illuminating. And interestingly, goodness me, there are signs all over the place. This is the last card, I promise. Just noticed on the top of the Earth and Bone Oracle, we have the card of the warrior. Inner strength, clarity, and presence. You can do this. We can do this. Let's come together and use this 1111 portal for goodness, for clarity, for coming together as a group, for using our energy together to overcome whatever it is we are concerned and worried about. Digging deep and moving truthfully to the next stage of the collective. It's an exciting time. Know that through your worries and concerns, I stand with you and I walk with you. And know that Spirit stands with you and walks with you too. Much love to you all and a very happy 1111.